a new cigar. I'll show you these cigars right here, gentlemen. From a company called MLB Cigar Ventures. MLB doesn't stand for Major League Baseball, but it does stand for Mike Bellady, who is the owner of MLB Cigar Ventures. And this is his debut cigar called the Imperia. The Imperia is named after a city in Italy that's the sister city to his summer home in Newport, Rhode Island. So yes, my good friend Mike now is also a big Red Sox fan, so I at least have two people on my side. Meanwhile, I've got my other fans in here with the Yankees. And where is your team from?
Royals.
Ah, the Royals. So the Imperia is constructed with an HVA wrapper, which is a Habano Vuelta Abajo wrapper. It's a high priming on the plant. It also has a Dominican and a Nicaraguan binder and filler. So today we're going to be reviewing their Robusto, and their Robusto is a 5x52. They also have a Toro, which is a 6x50, and also a 5.5x43 Corona. And then lastly, there's a 6x60 Gordo. All cigars range between 8 and 9.50 a stick, 9.30, 9.50 a stick. So what we'd like to do here is start this off. Just want to say that Mike Bellady was quite a pleasure to meet at the IPCPCR. We sat for a while and talked about his cigars and his new venture that he's about to begin. And we always congratulate anybody that's starting in the new cigar business, because it's always quite the challenge and fun at the same time. So, gentlemen, let's talk about this cigar. What do you like about it?
I like this. It's not very veiny. It's very smooth and very constructed great.
Yep, has fantastic construction. The seams are fairly tight.
The band is different too. It sticks out from a lot of cigars. Most cigar bands look pretty similar, but this one, the baby blue, really draws your eye to it.
Very good. I like the fact that it's the Imperia by Mike Bellady on the bottom. So he's signing his cigar. The band itself is has very Italian flair to it. That Mediterranean signature is in there with that, like you said, the aqua looking color, the blue. What do you get off the foot? Get a bit of a sweet tea I'm getting. Kind of that fermented tobacco.
I'm getting a sweet.
Getting like something like a slight herb, like hay, a little bit.
A little hay,
yeah.
Okay. A little herb of hay.
Yeah.
All right. So very good. So let's fire these up.
I'm gonna use a punch.
You're gonna use punch, okay? And that's right on the front end of this, kind of like a tea with a little bit of a little spice, background spice on it. No impressions?
It's not as spicy or peppery off the front like most cigars are.
I got a little tad bit of spice initially in there. It's gone.
Yeah. I got initial of that. It's almost like I said, a kind of that tea kind of came through in the first couple of puffs with a background of spice on it. All right, so we're gonna smoke these down a little bit, and then we'll come back at you and let you know what we think so far. Okay, welcome back. So we're about probably good inch into this. Fairly nice ash. We did have a couple of slight wavy burns on it, but nothing that we couldn't touch up. The ash has got a kind of a salt and pepper look to it. I've got dark and light. But let's talk about flavor. So we all kind of agreed that there is a kind of a sweet tea flavor that has a nice long finish on it. What else were you guys picking up besides that?
I was picking up a lot of grassy taste. It went from grassy to, I got a little bit of earthy too, but then it has a nice sweet tea after finish, after you smoke it.
That's about what I'm getting.
Yeah.
That long finish, a taste of sweet tea. Maybe even some green tea with honey.
With honey, yeah, and I picked up a little bit of that too. That kind of almost, I had like a slight spice in the front that seemed to be like that spicy honey in a tea, which is just a great combination. And it's a very unique flavor. We all agree that the flavor is something we have not normally experienced in your everyday cigars that you smoke. Anthony, you were saying that you had a little drink of water in between, and it brought that tea flavor right out.
Yeah.
So pairing
like
this,
drink a glass of tea.
So pairing this with some water actually can be a very nice pairing. Doesn't always have to be with an alcoholic beverage, as we know.
That's right.
We did notice that on the back of the band, we didn't notice this earlier, but on the back of the band there's a little dot. I'll show this in the photos later. But there's a little round circle in the back where the band seals off, and that's got the a silhouette of Italy in the back. So Mike Bellady doing a lot of gratitude to his sister city over in Italy. So far, very oily wrapper. It keeps oiling up as it burns. The ash right now is holding on. We'll see how long that holds. And we'll come back to you, burn down another inch towards the band, see what we have. All right. Oh, so here we are. Most of us have gotten close to the band. I'm probably lagging a little. Alton and Anthony's ash have fallen, so I'm still holding tight onto mine. So you can see this ash is still very tight, very clean ash. This next phase of the cigar was pretty much similar to the first phase. There's not a lot of complexity, but there's still that very pleasant flavor. Alton, you've got comments you had made earlier about some slight change maybe, or?
Maybe like a really mild coffee.
And the smoke was very full body so far. We were practicing with some smoke rings earlier, so this is a very thick smoke coming out of the cigar. Anthony, you got comments on this one?
I think it stayed pretty much the same throughout that. I could see where you say a mild coffee taste. However, it's very faint to me compared to what you guys are tasting.
Very mild coffee. For my coffee a little more robust.
Kind of all agree that there's still that honey in there. I think Alton might have pegged it the best. There's kind of like honey and green tea.
Yeah.
If you've ever had that, you'll experience and know what we're talking about. If you haven't, go get yourself some green tea, put some honey in it, and get the experience. I always like to recommend that you try different flavors so you know what the cigars are actually giving you. So far so good. We are appreciating your cigar, and we'll be back in just a bit as we break through the bands here and get down to the final stretch. Welcome back. Okay, here we are. It's 3 Stogie heads in Stogie Press Lounge. Well, the other ashes fell before the break there, but as you can see, I'm still holding a pretty tight ash, so I'm going to continue to do this and see how far I can take it. But during the intermission here, Anthony, you were first to pick it up. You picked up what?
I picked up a bit of spearmint. It tasted like, you know, the aftertaste of when you chew spearmint gum. I caught that and asked Jimmy and Alton if they got the same flavor, and they agreed with me on that. So,
Yep.
But it was, you know, it was there for a second, and now it's kind of back to the. I'm getting a little bit of woody taste now, but that spearmint was an interesting transition from the pretty consistent flavor throughout it.
Alton, anything new?
I'm a little further along than you guys. The mint that Anthony picked up on, yeah, I got a little of that. Now I don't know if maybe like espresso or something, a real sort of like espresso is sort of bitter. I don't know if that's
Okay.
kind of what I'm picking up right now. I'm in the final third.
You were picking up early on, you were picking up a little bit of kind of very light coffee, you said too, right? So I've picked up the spearmint. I haven't gotten into the woody part, probably getting close to where Anthony is, just ahead of where Alton
Yeah, and
is.
cedar.
Cedar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So one thing I should note about this cigar, it is also it is made in the Casada factory in the Dominican. So we're going to take this down as far as we can to the nub, and we'll be back with you in just a moment. All right. So this is the final, the MLB Cigar Ventures Imperia. You can see there's ash. I've won the ash contest, so I've taken it down. I'm still going to take this further if I can, but at this point, I think we've picked up, there was a slight transition to some cedar and woody flavor to it. I might have picked up a slight hint of leather at the end, but for the most part, cedar and wood, and they're just about done now. Anthony, in a little recap, what would you say the cigar was?
Unlike most cigars, at the foot of it, it didn't start off spicy, and that was something different. It transitioned to grassy for me, and then a little bit of earthy, and then we all got surprised with that. Well, first we had the sweet tea aftertaste, and then we all got surprised with that spearmint flavor, which was real nice. And then I got a pretty heavy cedar flavor towards the end. Would I recommend this to someone? Absolutely. I travel pretty frequently for my job, and I stop in cigar shops. I would definitely recommend someone to try this. I enjoyed it. Nice for a evening smoke.
Any comments, Alton?
Pretty much the same thing. I started, unlike Anthony, I got a slight hint of pepper, and it dissipated rather quickly, and then that was it as far as the pepper is concerned. Sweet tea, then transitioned to a little bit of green tea and honey. Final third, got a little cedar. I can't forget the spearmint, then the cedar, and that's pretty much it. I'd like to get my hands on a few more and put them in my humidor and see how they age. But solid smoke.
So I'd echo all of those comments. If you're a shop owner and you're watching this video, I would highly recommend you contact MLB Ventures, Cigar Ventures, and see if you can get some sticks in your house for your patrons to try. I think you'd be surprised. This is a unique smoke into itself. Right now, these cigars are sold primarily in the Northeast, and I know Mike, talking to him, he's trying to branch out obviously across the nation, so this could be one of the top cigars in my book in 2015. So stay tuned. We're going to close this one out. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope you can get your hands on some of these Imperial cigars. Thank you.
Stay smoky.